Hi guys, welcome back to Warmly Jahcelyne. It is your girl Jahcelyne. Thank you for joining me again on another video. So today I'm really excited to talk about tools for organization to be more motivated and boost productivity. I have noticed, and maybe y'all can attest to this too, that I'm not always feeling super motivated. And in turn, that kind of gets me down, that kind of affects my mood. It's kind of all linked together. So instead of me playing the victim, instead of me just feeling bad for myself and having a pity party, which those are needed sometimes, like those are fully needed sometimes, I was like, let me sit down and think about like things that really do help me kick my gear back in, things that help me stay organized and on top of my game and help me feel like my best self. Now, these tips and tools may not work for everyone, but if just one of them or two of them works for you, or all of them, or none of them, maybe pass them on to a friend, maybe build off of these, add your own flavor and twist to them, whatever works for you. But I just want to share what has been working for me. And these things have like changed and they shift and they kind of like don't stay the same. And I take some of them out and I put some in depending on where I am in life, which leads me to my first point, which is reflect and rework your systems. Now, you have to keep in mind where you are in life and what works for you. You have to think, maybe you have added a responsibility. Maybe you have a new job and your work hours have shifted. Maybe you have children. Maybe you have to factor in commuting. Like there are all these variables in life that kind of affect our systems. So whatever system worked for you last year may not work for you now. It may not work for you next year. So that's why we need to have some fluidity, some grace as we look at our systems and as we look at like what's working, what's not, and kind of just customizing it for your life. That's why I said that all of these things will not work for you because it just depends on your life and your time and what you can give. So have grace while you are looking at systems, because systems are the things that keep us on track. It's not enough to just have goals. It's not enough to just have like checklists. We need to have systems. You got to think everything in life runs on a system, and that's what keeps things going, and that's what keeps the ecosystem moving, because there are systems. So figure out the system that works for you in your life and customize it. There is not a one size fits all. I would even beg to say that like you and your spouse can have different systems. The people that you live in a house with have different systems in the way that you operate, because we're not all monolithic. So you just have to figure out what works for you and change that as seasons go. Heck, you may not even have the same system in 1 year. It just, life and seasons kind of require different things. So be open to your system changing. And with that, I also want to share that like having accountability has really helped me stay motivated and stay productive. So that could be my partner, that could be someone a roommate, that could be a trusted friend, whatever it is, someone or something that helps you stay accountable. Check-ins, weekly check-ins, or even your own checklist. Like I know that a lot of us, myself included, get so much satisfaction out of being able to like check things off of the list. And for me, that's accountability. That if I can look back on my list at the end of the day and say, oh, I've got like 75% of this done, even if I got half of it done, it's a win. And a win is a win. And I'm not shortchanging any wins, okay? Even one or two things. Like just being able to stay accountable for what you said you were going to do is one step closer to being motivated. And I feel like once you see things getting checked off, you're like, you want to do more things, or you want to put them on the back burner for tomorrow or for next week, because that motivation and that momentum is already going. Use the people in your life to help you be the best and hold you accountable. I'm telling you, it could become like a whole thing. It can be really, really fun. And motivation also helps other people be motivated. Like if you bring people into your accountability, now they want to be accountable. And then now it's just like this cool thing between y'all. So accountability is your friend in this. I would also say getting on a routine. Listen, I swear by my routine. Something about me is I can be a little rigid, and sometimes that works against me. And sometimes I like to say that it works for me. So I swear by my routine. I am a creature of habit. I I am what I am, and I am what I am. So I go to bed around the same time, even on the weekends or close to that, because I have a bedtime and I have a time that I like to wake up in the morning before there are demands on me. I really, really, really value my quiet time. I've started valuing not rushing, and especially because I have a 9 to 5 and I am in a relationship, and I also am in a relationship with myself, and I have friends that I care about, and I have people to check in with, like all of that stuff. It ultimately is a test to being on a routine. There's no way that all these things could get done well if I am not on a routine, and that helps me stay motivated and organized. So I utilize my calendar, right? Like I did not used to be a calendar girly. I now, if it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done. I don't know where in my adulthood that started, but it is a part of my organization to help me stay on task and ultimately deliver on the things that I say I'm going to do, that I want to do, and that are meaningful to me. So develop those routines that work for you and learn those, and really like get organized with that. I put the most like trivial things on my calendar, like eat lunch, go take a walk, whatever it is, just to hold myself accountable, which is another great way to stay accountable, but to hold myself accountable and to also make sure that I'm touching on the things that matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want those things to slip through the cracks just because I'm disorganized or because I'm mismanaging my time. So, a little tip. The other thing that I love, 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 love is protecting your uniqueness. Why is this a tool for staying motivated? Is because it's so important to keep your edge, knowing your why, what makes you you. Those type of things help me stay motivated. It's like I know that filming these videos is so a part of my why and so integral to my hobbies and my passions, that is my uniqueness. Filming videos and talking to people is not for everyone, but that is my uniqueness, and it helps me stay motivated. Another thing that is a part of my uniqueness is my spirituality. I have to spend time in my word. That is my uniqueness. That is what helps me keep my edge. So it's all about what is your uniqueness, what makes you different, remembering your why, and also in all of that is filtering your consumption. I have said time and time again that we should be monitoring the time that we spend on social media and also what we're consuming on social media, because that can sometimes jade and like alter your uniqueness, because you're like, oh, am I supposed to be doing this because this is hot? Should I be having this because this is what's the bee's knees? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that is so distracting, and when you're distracted, you can't possibly be at your A game, and you can't possibly stay motivated. So don't be afraid to go away. Don't be afraid to take time away to just focus on your uniqueness and sharpen your uniqueness, because ultimately that is your edge, and you want to keep your edge. You want to keep your uniqueness. You want to keep your individuality, and that only can happen, and that can only help your motivation if you're pouring into it. So we love being unique. Next is switching things up. As someone who works from home, as someone who is, I would say, half the time a homebody, being in here can be so stuffy because I'm doing so much in here. that can dull my motivation. So a lot of times I will need to go to my co-working space, I will need to go to a coffee shop, I will just need to switch up the environment to get re-inspired, or taking a walk or going outside or doing something to just kind of switch it up, taking a day trip, right? I think that these things are so important to staying fresh and staying inspired, because when you're looking at the same thing every day and when you're doing the same thing every day, I do think that that's where my rigidity kind of works against me, because I have to get outside of my routine in order to stay inspired, in order to switch it up. So don't be afraid to switch it up. Invest in switching it up. Like I said, getting a co-working membership has been important and really helpful for my creativity and my motivation. So I would say I would impart that to you. If you can, you should. If you are a work from home girly, listen, we got to do things to switch it up, to stay fresh and to stay just motivated and out there and inspired. And lastly, I can't stress this enough, but relaxing, reflecting, and rewarding yourself. Listen, rest is productive. I don't know who that's for, who needs to hear that, but even God rested. If God needs to rest, what makes you think that you don't need to? It is productive. It is really imperative for rebooting yourself. Sometimes we're not even lacking motivation, we're just tired and we really just need some time. So really lean into your rest and understand, and don't feel guilty for it. Understand that it is a part of your creativity. Understand that it is a part of what's keeping you fresh and driven. I would also say that implementing reward systems is really something that I need, and I blame this on my upbringing, because if I got good grades, I got incentivized for it. There was always something for me to have or get, and that always kept me motivated in school, because I knew that my parents were going to get me something. So I haven't broken that. So if I know that I have been doing such a good job, and no, I'm not getting graded, but if I know that I've been on my game, if I know that I've done what I said I'm going to do, if I know that I have made a difference in some kind of way in my life positively, I will reward myself. And that is something that just keeps me good. I'll buy myself a little something. I'll take myself out. Something. Old habits die hard. My parents are no longer rewarding me, but I have taken that on and I reward me. So positive reinforcement. So those are the things, friends, that have really helped me stay organized and boost my productivity and keep my motivation strong, because there are so many things that kind of just like grab for that, and we got to stay focused. Like, we have to stay focused. So let me know what is helping you in your toolbox for being motivated and productive. Drop them below, and I will see y'all on my next video. Bye.